Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. So I know that spring DCP applications are about to drop, so I decided I should do a little video about how I applied and what I did to get accepted. Okay, so for my application, I knew going in for Disneyland it'd be harder because there's less people. Well, it's not that there's less people applying, but it's less people getting accepted. So I knew I needed to get my application prepared before apps even dropped. So basically I inputted my resume into, what is the website called? The dashboard, there you go. So I put everything into the dashboard, but I shortened like phrases, so because I knew like an automated system would probably like scan through everything, so I knew it needed to be short so I can pick up keywords. And I focused on the 4 keys of Disney, which is courtesy, efficiency, show, and safety. And efficiency and safety is what I focused on the most. I work with planes, so safety is a big thing for us. So that was easy to put through. Another thing is the Air Force Reserve is the only job that I had at the time of applying, so I had to really work with my volunteer experience and things I did in high school. So like you can see like right here, I think somewhere on this side, I kind of emphasized the skills part of it, like communication is important, problem solving is important, stuff like that, like things you would normally do for a job interview. I don't really want to get too much in that, like stuff like you know that you're capable of doing and you're capable of talking about. The big thing was for roles for me. I knew I've never worked in the food industry, and I really didn't I still don't have any interest working in the food services and stuff. So I put like on all of the stuff here, I'm looking at my laptop, I'm sorry, all the stuff here, you can see I didn't put any of the food. The only thing I think I put was like cashiers. So like I wouldn't mind being like the front of a restaurant, which is like greeter and all that stuff, that's no problem, but I didn't want to risk it. So basically I was just really honest, and I knew I didn't want to do like custodial. I know people who do custodial love custodial. I knew I just didn't want to work outside. I already work outside now, so I wanted a different kind of experience, and at that time I didn't have retail experience, which we'll get to later, but applying, I didn't have any retail experience, so I didn't mind having merch so high up, and I really wanted costuming because I thought it was really cool, but we'll get back to that eventually too. So anyways, I was just really honest with the roles that I wanted. I looked up all the roles, watched videos on people experience in different roles, and I figured out what best suit me and what I knew I was capable of doing and being very proficient at, and something like roles I knew I would be really good at. So I kind of made those higher up, and then stuff I really didn't care about, I put no interest. And don't be afraid of not like saying no, I'm not interested in something, you know? If you're not willing to do it, then don't put it on there. That's one thing that people, I think, make a mistake of. They just say high interest to everything because they want to get accepted. The key thing for application, your initial application, is really just be simple, be honest, and just like show your strengths, because that's gonna show later on if you pass the initial application. So for me, the day apps dropped, which was the 26th of January, I think. Yeah, 26th of January. We'll find out if that's right or not. But I applied as soon as applications dropped. And because my application was already prepped before time, all I had to do was just submit it. And then an hour later, I got past the initial application and then was asked to do a web-based interview, the WBI. And then it's hard for me to remember, but there are going to be questions that sound very similar to each other, and to me it's just like you answer as honestly as you possibly can, but also you got to remember you are applying for a job and you want the job, so you're not going to say like, no, I'm not willing to do that at all, or like you don't want to come off really negative. So like, I don't know, kind of keep really positive and like open-minded when you answer the questions, but like also answer them honestly. That's like the key to this whole thing, is just be true to yourself. So after I did the web-based interview, it took me like 45 minutes to answer it because I was trying to answer them as best as I can. And then as soon as I got that done, I was able to schedule a phone interview. So I passed the web-based interview, and then I got into the third phase of the application, which was a phone interview, and I scheduled it a week later, or the Friday of that week or the Friday of the next week. I'm not completely positive. So when it came to the actual phone interview part, I looked up all the roles that I really wanted to focus on. I focused on attractions, costuming, and retail, merch. So I was like, other people have said in probably other videos that you've probably seen, this video is very common, you know? People always say like, smile when you're talking. Honestly, that helps a lot. Some people dress like they're going to do like a face-to-face interview, and that's fine. I knew I was just gonna do it in my bed, so I literally like, I wore a t-shirt and like sweatpants because I knew that I wanted to be comfortable, and I knew I was gonna be like hot and sweaty and gross because I was nervous, because that's just how I get when I'm by myself. Not in like actual interviews, but like when I'm by myself and I'm like, something I really, really want, it's just like it's nerve-wracking. I wore mini ears. I wore my rose gold ones because I just got them, so I literally wore everything Disney. I had Disney sweatpants on, I had a Disney glow-in-the-dark Mickey shirt, and then rose gold ears. I'll show you a picture right here. Okay, so I did my phone interview, and with my phone interview, since it was a week or two after applications, in that 1 week period, I got hired at Charlotte Russe, which is a clothing store, a women's clothing store. So unfortunately, I could have put that in my application, but I didn't get the chance to, but I knew I wanted to touch on it during my interview. So initially we were focusing on like my aircraft maintenance part and how it would work with attractions a lot, and then she asked me why I wanted to do costuming a lot, and then I told her why, and then they obviously ask you why you want to be with the company. Are you okay living with other people? Have you lived with other people? And I went through basic training, so I lived with 30 other girls, so yeah, obviously I've lived with other people. What's another question? Oh, like what's your strengths and weaknesses? It was at least 15 minutes long. It wasn't very not very long, but not very short at all, which was a good thing. But then I told her about me recently getting hired at Charlotte Russe, and then the conversation changed to retail. So I knew the attractions kind of like went to the side and merch was more pushed forward. So we started talking about retail, and she asked the question, if a guest wanted something but you couldn't find in the store, what would you do? So then I was like, oh, you can go on shopdisney.com, or I can help you find it at a different location, yada yada yada. So like they ask you questions and like scenarios that you and how you would respond to them. Don't be afraid to ask questions after your interview or during your phone interview. It shows that you're taking initiative and you're interested in the company. And like, again, it's a job. You don't want to sound uninterested, and it's your life too, so you should ask questions like that. Second question I asked is if I could request locations. And now that I think about it, I think I requested too many locations, but I really, really wanted Pixar Pier. And I really kind of hope I get DCA, but Disneyland's great too. I just don't want World of Disney just because it's not in the parks, but we'll see. So after my phone interview, she laughed at the part when I said I really wanted Pixar Pier, because I literally said, I want to work at Pixar Pier because I want to be one of the first people to work there. And then she giggled at it, so I knew like my interview was going well. And then after the phone interview, just like you waited. I waited. I was in the first wave, so on February 13th. What was it? 14th. One of those 2 days. Probably put it right here what the correct date is. I got the email saying that I got accepted, and I got accepted as merch, which I kind of hinted throughout this video but never actually said. I got accepted as merch for Disneyland only because I never applied to Disney World, and I was very shocked that I got in, because everyone like on the Facebook pages are like, you're not gonna, if you apply to Disneyland the first try, you're never gonna get in. You have to do Disney World first. Most people who get into Disney World will get Disneyland afterwards. So I was very, very shocked that I got Disneyland. And I leave for my DCP in like, what, less than 20 days? Maybe 20 days? Probably less than. 2 weekends from now, I'll be in Disneyland. And I'm really excited, and this video is probably really rambly, but it's just how I would tell anybody applying, like the advice that I would give them. If you want more in-depth of how I applied or how my phone interview went, I can go into more detail about my phone interview for sure, because obviously she asked me way more questions than what I just said. Let me know. I'm going to try to film a video of business casual Disney approved Disney looks for like classes and stuff and traditions and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that. And once I go to Disneyland, I plan on doing weekly vlogs. We'll see if I keep up with that. It might be like bi-weekly vlogs instead, because editing is hard and it's time consuming, and I don't know how much I'm gonna be working or how busy I'm gonna get, and I kind of want to experience my time there and not having to worry about like editing. But I hope this video helped you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want. You don't have to, but it helps, I guess. I really hope people aren't afraid to apply just to Disneyland, because I'm proof that you can get in on the first try. So yeah, I'll see you guys real soon. Bye. And I included the 4 keys for Disney, you know, the 4 keys: safety, efficiency, I don't remember the other 2.